This is Morten from English TV here on the last day at Printing United in Las Vegas. And to be honest, it's been some 3 wonderful days. A little bit tired now, but that's always, I think I always say that when we get to the last day, but that doesn't change the fact that I look very much forward to talk to Tom from, what should I say, Atomyx or FourPees? I know it's
FourPees. It is still FourPees.
Yeah. But FourPees is a company and Atomyx is a product you do, right?
Correct.
Mm?
Yeah.
We were so intrigued because before Drupa, 2-3 months before Drupa, you had a wonderful launch of the Atomyx in Gent.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of excitement from the first partners that signed up even before it was published.
Yeah.
And now, what is the situation now?
So obviously a lot has happened. We announced Atomyx as a platform that has 3 products on there. So there's Atomyx Prepare, Atomyx Manage, and Atomyx Layout. We from the start said that Layout would be more of a research and development project and developed later on. So focusing initially on Atomyx Prepare and Atomyx Manage. Atomyx Prepare is an artwork processing API, and since the announcement in February, we've also announced self-onboarding. So now customers can go just online, choose their subscription, and get going with the platform. Obviously, it's an API product, so it is something that needs to be integrated. We've got our first customers that have done those integrations, either in a web-to-print environment or in a low-code environment like Make, where they've done the integrations. And then since then, we also announced some new partnerships. At Drupa, we announced already the partnership with Design and Buy. So Design and Buy is integrating Atomyx Prepare in their platform for artwork processing before files are being sent to the printer. And here at Printing United, we're announcing 2 new partnerships. One with Alliant. They're launching a new product, PDF to Press, in which Atomyx Prepare is integrated. And then there's Print Expand, which is again a web-to-print system that is also integrating Prepare.
That's fantastic news. Yeah. I mean, because I guess that when you work on something that is as new as Atomyx is in many ways, it is like, first, you need to have the partners to make it really valuable for the customers. Then the customers have to understand the value of that integration. Yeah. And that's actually when you start having revenue, right? So I guess that from time to time you can be, let's get going, right? I mean, be a little bit impatient getting started, right?
And I'm very impatient as a person, so things are certainly not going fast enough from my point of view. Yeah. But also on the Atomyx Manage side of things, Atomyx Manage being an integration platform as a service, we're actually now starting to onboard the first pilot customers. So we're seeing slow but steady progress.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I can't help think about, for the people that should not know FourPees, I mean, you have been an integration partner in a more like a manual one-to-one process with customers around the world for a long time. And I guess that all that experience you got from these integration projects is something that you learn from when you develop Atomyx, right?
That's exactly what we've tried to do, Morten. We've tried to, if you look at what we do as an integrator, we really create projects, typically longer stretching projects at higher budgets. And so what we're trying to do is make what we call connected automation, where we connect the entire technology stack of a printer together. We're trying to make that more accessible, more affordable for any company out there, not just the large ones.
I remember from also from Gent, there was like partners, was it Cycon was a partner, Cloud Printer, Omikai. I mean, there was a few of these that was like very early adopters to Atomyx. Are they on board? Are they integrated now? And,
so with Atomyx Manage, we have slightly changed our approach. What we wanted to show at the launch event was kind of a proof of concept. Oh, okay. Ultimately, we're trying to connect, as I said, the entire technology stack of a printer. So actually from order intake to the press, to the machinery. Realistically, you have to focus on a number of use cases. Of course, yeah. And the use cases that we're initially focusing on is funneling incoming orders from multiple order streams. So Cloud Printer and Infigo and other web-to-print systems are part of that. And then an overarching dashboard on top of automation is the other use case. Now, we're using the pilot customers that we're onboarding now, rather than wildly go and develop whatever connection that you can think of. We're using those pilot customers to see what are the most relevant connections that we can make.
Every time I passed you at Drupa, you were always talking to somebody, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw that yourself. I guess that you had a very busy schedule. So, I mean, the conversations you have, do people understand the scope of what Atomyx is doing?
Yeah, they are starting to understand it. I think that people are trying to square us somewhere in a box that they know. I think that that's a human reaction to everything. And so we're very much pushed in a workflow direction. People are trying to look at workflow all the time, and we've been identified to a certain extent with automation, therefore what people call workflow. We've been slowly but surely changing that perception in the sense that it is not just about downstream automation, it really is about how do you connect different systems together, and not just how do you let files travel to through a system, but also how do you enable information exchange. The information exchange is becoming more and more important with everything being connected.
And for me to understand, so that basically means that instead of just delivering data to a platform, it's also about getting a feedback from the platform.
Exactly.
So that two-way interaction basically enables you also to, let's say, create actions based on inputs.
Yes, but also, as you rightfully said, providing feedback from productions. E-commerce systems and the platform economy is becoming more and more important. You see more and more print platforms, print marketplaces appear, and printers as subcontractors to these platforms, they need to provide information back into those platforms. Very often there's algorithms behind that will actually score them on the speed and the quality of the information that they give back. So that's becoming increasingly important.
Last question here, because we're busy, a little bit busy. We hope there will be more people today, of course, right? But one of the things I'm curious about, because you said yourself that you're being a little bit impatient and want to go things going. Where do you see Atomyx in, let's say, 6 months and 12 months?
As I said, we're focusing today on obviously getting sales going with Prepare, and as I said, we have the first paying customers on the platform. The second thing is really getting Manage off the ground, and so getting success with these initial Manage pilot customers really is of crucial importance. And so we're looking at onboarding anywhere between 5 and 10 customers to validate that in the next 3 to 6 months. So even though I would love to see more, I think that realistically, if we can make that happen, that would be great.
And then, very last question. I'm sorry, Chicken. I'm sorry, really sorry. Okay. He's the one that has the strong arms, right? No, I'm just saying that do you think that the level of this two-way integration that Atomyx offer, will that eventually become something where you will buy your web to print software, whether it is Atomyx connected or not, so that it becomes like a KPI as part of your partner's value proposition?
Yeah, so ultimately, when I say we want to onboard these 5 to 10 customers, obviously that is to gain experience with the platform and to make it as user-friendly as possible. The goal of lowering the barrier of integration is making sure that customers can fully self-onboard, establish these connections themselves, and that we can really start to scale the adoption of that. But we have to go through that phase of really experiencing ourselves and improving the platform in such a way that people can have that experience of being able to fully self-onboard.
Fantastic. All the best, and thank you.
Thank you, Morten.